Jerome Span. Of course, I'm here to tell you about our sponsor today. And our sponsor is, of course, and will forever be longstanding. Hey, mind you, he don't give me no money, but this is my man's. I got to hold him down. It is Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Swopes is out here trying to change lives. He's trying to help get these young athletes into college each and every week. Every day he dedicates a lot of time to this. This man has a serious passion for helping others further their education and further their lives in with a lot of great ways. They are on Facebook. Make sure you look up Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Swopes is spelled Swopes. It is ran by Mr. Nathaniel Swopes Jr. He is the man in Houston, if y'all don't know. But yes, make sure you go check him out if you're trying to get your kid into school, or hell, if you're even a kid here that's thinking about going into school and you want to try and keep playing, keep your athletic career going, make sure you go check out Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. He is the man that is going to help you keep that dream going. So make sure you follow them on Facebook, and you can get right a hold of Mr. Swopes there. He will help you get into college and keep your dream going for continuing to play your sports. So again, people, Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Check it out now. Help change some kid around you that you know's future, or hell, even your future.
Yeah, Enigma in the house. My man J Span, Titan Studios. It's called From the Heart. Keeping it real is what all the song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright, yeah. Check it out. Money, cars. But we'll never get you far unless you're gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars. But we'll never get you far unless you're gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars. But we'll never get you far unless you're gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money.
And welcome back to your favorite weekly sports show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is ITC Sportsball, and I am your man, Jerome Span. Of course, Pretty's face on ITC. Don't you forget it, baby. And we have got the sports ball crew in the building. So we might as well get them introductions going, baby. And we will start it with the originator of this whole ITC thing. Some of y'all know him as the Ace. Some of y'all know him as Pop Pop. If you get into his face, he will put you in your place. Ladies and gentlemen, he is that man, Terrell.
Let's get it rocking and rolling. It's Sunday, and I'm looking forward to America's Game of the Week.
Woo! You doggone right, baby. And of course, we've got ITC's hot take spitter, the man who rips like Dylon spits. He is the modern day Ali on the microphone. When he steps into your home, all your ladies is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, he is that man.
I gotta go change. I forgot I was supposed to be dressed for the occasion.
Me too.
It's your boy
Mace.
It's your boy Mace, man. I'm ready to go, man. If you see me gone for a little bit, it's because I had to go get ready.
Oh, goodness gracious. And yes, welcome back, everybody. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, reviews. You only give us 4 stars instead of giving us 5 stars. I'm inclined to think that you are a hater and you don't want me to think that, because when I see you, I'm going to call you out on your. That being said, we do have a whole show here for you, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what I'm saying? I told the boys here about something that went down over this last week for me. And you know what I'm saying? Your boy is officially retired. I am washed as can be on the basketball court. It is a sad day. I found out real quick that I was old. I had all of 3 possessions in a game up to 7. That's it. I had 3 possessions, ladies and gentlemen. After that, I was done. It is a sad day for you, boy. I officially found out I'm old. I don't like it. Shout outs to Paul. Appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, putting me in the right state of mind, letting me know, hey, brother, this ain't for you no more. So it's a sad day. And all I can say is I hope one day soon it happened to both of y'all so y'all feel my pain.
See, here's the deal, bro. My knees just got juvenated. So
Brother,
I'm back out there.
Let me tell you something. It wasn't that my knees weren't juvenated. My knees was fine. It was all the athleticism that I used to have. That don't exist no more like that. That turn the corner, be able to give him the arm, keep him behind you, and go up. No, that don't exist no more, brother.
But see that's your problem right there, bro. You gotta play. You gotta put that hip on him and give him the little. Give him a little.
Yeah, I tried that, and you want to know what happened, Mace? You want to know what happened when I went? I turned and he was still right there.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, bro, go ahead and hang him up.
You know, Jerome, you don't want Jerome really just give him that little hip action, man, because like I say, next thing you know, he gonna be like, my hip, my back, my shoulder, my leg.
You know what? Time out. My hips don't really be hurting for real. My hips is good. I'm still good there. The back, I'll give you that. There might be a chance there, but legitimately, it was just I felt so washed, dog. I couldn't create no space, nothing. It was like, what happened to me? What happened? Okay. And then when I was talking to T on Friday, I realized what happened, Mace. The last time I played actually a hard one-on-one game was before COVID. Okay. It was before COVID, brother. Like probably a year or two before COVID. And I was out here trying to hoop at 40. Bad decisions were made. I came out healthy though, so I'm a winner. I don't care what you say, haters. I'm still a winner.
I came out healthy, so I'm a winner.
Exactly.
If that's not the oldest, listen, man. If that's not the oldest statement, it's like at the end of the day, I walked off the court of my own volition.
I'm not disputing you how old it sounds. I'm just telling you I'm still a winner. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm still a winner at the end of the day. but all that being said, I gotta get us rolling because we're gonna sit here. Y'all gonna clown me throughout the whole show. I already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be jokes already, so we gotta keep it moving. But that being said, the Bears and the Cowboys, they both over the last 6 weeks, especially, have really, really been rolling. So I really want to start us off this week because we are in the thralls of football season. We're going through some of the more important games of the year right now. Mace, let's start here with you because I know me and T both got to talk about the Bears. So I want to make sure we give you your time here. How are you feeling overall? I know we've somewhat touched on it over the weeks, right? But overall, where are you feeling with this team right now? Offensively, defensively, coaching, where are you at now?
Overall, optimistic, man. I think as much as I clown Jerry about being a terrible general manager, the move for Quinnen Williams was definitely one of those franchise shifting moments. The stretch of game, like I said, this last 3 stretch of games, I mean, the best you can hope for is 2-1, and that's what we came out with. So optimistic. Anything can happen. For as good as the Eagles, for as much as the Eagles were winning, they could turn around and drop a game or two and put Dallas right back in the NFC East picture. So 5 games left to go in the season, and I don't think there's any reason for any Cowboys fan to feel like their season's over by any stretch. Schottenheimer seems to have, and I'm not necessarily going to say the power in the organization, but he definitely has the ear of the players. More so, he connects with them more. They want to play for him. This isn't just like a McCarthy situation where they just go out there and ball regardless of what Big Mike does. They genuinely seem like they want to play for him. My main concern, honestly, is still how Eberflus is still the defensive coordinator. We trade for Logan Wilson, but yet Kenneth Murray still plays.
Hold on. I just want to ask you this. I would ask you this. Did we lie to you at all about Eberflus?
No. Obviously injuries do play a part in it, right?
He forever scary, Mace.
Yeah,
even when you are healthy, he's scary.
At one point, we were missing pretty much our entire starting secondary besides Deron Bland. At one point, we had no had no confidence in our defensive tackles outside of Kenny Clark. But yeah, man, I think this was just like a Jerry being Jerry, bro. This is one of those things where it's just kind of like Jerry's going to do what he wants to do. He gave an old friend a job when, I mean, that's probably like it, as a Cowboys fan, that's probably our main concern is Eberflus's continued employment with Dallas, because the defense has looked better since Quentin Williams and Overshown and the team has gotten healthy. The defense looks better. Don't get me wrong. Like, the defense can work with a guy like Quentin Williams on it. Any defense can pretty much work if you have somebody that can wreck the game up from the middle, right? But personnel wise, I still think we are missing some major talent at safety and linebacker that is ultimately going to hold this team back. But as a Cowboys fan, ultimately you have to feel optimistic, man. You can't sit here and think that with the way the season started and us being 6-6-1 with 5 games left, when we traded Mike, I said we were winning 3 games, and it was looking that way until we traded for Quentin Williams.
That is true. So let me ask you this, Mace. With what's left on the Cowboys schedule, right? Do you feel like they're going to make the playoffs? Let me ask you that, because I know earlier this year, right, before the moves were made, you were very much on the Caleb Downs or nothing train, right? Like, you were like, if we ain't putting ourselves in a position to get Caleb Downs, I don't even want to hear about it. Teams at a different place. You have 4 what I would call absolutely winnable games left, right? You have Minnesota coming up next week, where we know JJ McCarthy ain't it. Okay, we already know. Even if he eventually becomes it, as he currently is, he is not it. The Chargers, we know what the Chargers are. They're up and down, right? Some weeks they look like a great football team, but as they've been looking over the past few weeks, not so great. Then you got the Commanders. We know Jaden Daniels is out. Y'all will be playing Mariota. And then you got the Giants to end the season. So I ask, Mace, do you feel like the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs right now?
Right now, I think so. Because like I said, coming out 2-1 in that 3 game stretch, I think that was the big tell as to whether or not we were going to have a shot, because they could very well run the table the rest of the season. There's nothing that says they can't. The hardest game out of that would probably be the Chargers, but like you said, they're very up and down. We don't even know if Herbert's going to be back for that game.
Yep, that's another killer for them.
Yeah, so we could very well run the table and end up being 10-6-1 by the end of the season. And I think 10 wins gets you in, given that I really feel like there's really only one true contender in the NFC right now, and that's the Rams. I think everybody else is kind of pretty much even that would be making the playoffs. I think the Rams are kind of like the standout in the NFC, and then everybody else is just
whoa. Slow down there, buddy. There's a certain team that's the number 1 seed in first place.
I understand that. I understand that, brother. But
you might want to calm that down.
It's the Rams and everybody else.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I am absolutely offended right now. And let me tell you why. Bro, didn't that Rams team that you talking about just lose to the Panthers? Didn't they just lose to the Panthers?
I understand that, brother. It's the Rams and everybody else.
I don't understand. They just lost to the Panthers. And you gonna say that the week after they lost to the Panthers?
Yep. I stand by it.
Okay, we're gonna see how that plays out. I'm not even gonna argue with you on that. I'm gonna note that one down, and we're gonna mark that down real quick and come back to that. T, gotta ask. Well, hold on. Actually, I do have one last question for you here, Mace. So, with how George Pickens has been playing, he's clearly going to command a big contract in the offseason, right? more than likely the Cowboys are going to have to franchise tag him because they're going to have to work on other contracts to free up a little bit of money to then actually be able to re-sign him, right? Is George Pickens someone you want the team to invest in long term?
Yes. There's a few easy ways that Dallas can free up the cap space. Obviously, you restructure Dak, you restructure CD, you extend Quinnen, and you extend Kenny Clark. And those 4 moves right there will probably add enough cap space to comfortably add George Pickens in and still be able to make smart moves in free agency. Now, whether they make those smart moves, that's a Jerry Jones thing. You just got to throw your hands in the air and just sit back and watch him do whatever. But there's a way to add George Pickens without being in cap jail.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, like, they clearly have to just restructure some deals and they can make it happen. All that being said, I 100% agree with you. I think they need to invest in Pickens long term. I think having another true number 1 wide receiver is the best situation for George Pickens, because then when he's watching the ball go somewhere else, he's not looking at like he was in Pittsburgh where he was like, "You gonna throw it to that fool over me?"
Exactly. Exactly. George Pickens can't complain when the ball is going to CD, right? If CD gets 12 targets a game, George Pickens can't be like, who in the, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely. He can't do it. So, T, I got to ask you here. Bears have continued to stay rolling. I mean, since week 2, we really haven't had to talk about a loss, right? We've been talking about Bears basically rolling every week outside of one in that stretch since then. How do you feel about the team currently? Offensively, defensively, and the coaching?
The coaching, I mean, the coaching is just phenomenal. Okay, let's just give props to Ben Johnson, 100%. Okay, Ben Johnson he's done the thing that the Bears fans have needed, and that's he's changed the culture. He's changed the mindset that permeates around this team. Yes, we'll be the first ones to admit the first 2 games of the season, we're like, oh God, this is okay. Well, we got to give him some time. This is his first year as a head coach. This is his first year with Caleb. And then, then when they beat the snot out of the Dallas Cowboys, we're like, hey, that's the team we want to see. And then they kept rolling. Yes. Was there a game on there in the schedule that we all looked at and said, we can win that game and we lost it? Yes. But look at all but once again, it's like we've all been saying, the Bears always had a problem closing out close games. That has not been a problem this year. Like, there are not games where we're like, oh my God, we're like, yes, granted, we all have like about 5 or 6 heart attacks with the Bears playing, okay? But look at that game they just played in Philly. If we see that Bears team, then I see the sky's the limit. Yes, offense still has some work to do. Yes, even the defense has some work to do. And mind you, they're winning games they've been winning games with a jacked up secondary. They were missing their starting linebacking core, okay? And they were still able to pull it off. The mindset with this team is just they are definitely on par to get to where they want to be. Like, yes, as a realist, do we think that they're going all the way this year? That would be great. I would love that. But as a realist, it's just like there's still some growing pains there. So, like I say, offense still needs some work. Defense, they got to get better at stopping the run, okay? They got to get better at stopping the run. But when it comes to the defense, though, lead the league in takeaways and interceptions? Like, our defense.
You could thank your future defensive coordinator Al Harris for that one.
Regardless,
he's not wrong. Al Harris probably of anybody on the staff that we have a big chance of losing in the offseason. It's Al Harris for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like I say, I mean, think about it. Think about this. Who was just named NFC Defensive Player of the Month? Nashawn Wright. This was a guy who was playing on practice squads a year ago. And now he is the NFC Defensive Player of the Month. That man ran in on the tush push and said, Jalen Hurts, you give me that ball. I say he robbed him like it was Black Friday and he took the last TV. That's how Deshaun Wright did that.
Hey, you know what happened? They ain't listen when AJ was over there telling him, hey man, watch out. Debo coming. He said, who? Debo. And he came and Debo'd that ball from him. I love
exactly.
It. My chain, fool.
Yep.
Specifically, before you continue, specifically talking about that tush push, I think that's going to be a common theme that teams are going to start. Their edge defenders going to be taught to do versus that play, right? Is to, hey, your only mission is to go in there and start punching Jalen Hurts in the forearms, try to get that ball out. I think eventually, I get the feeling that Philly's gonna chill out on that tush push. Maybe not this season.
Well,
I think for it to cost, I feel like it's gonna maybe cost him a game either down the stretch or in the playoffs, because teams are becoming more and more confident in ripping the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands. We saw it in like the controversial one where they before they called the play dead. I don't know, where he got the ball ripped out. Ever since that moment, teams have been actively trying to just strip the ball from him in those plays. So
I don't think they actually chill out. I think what they finally start doing though is running the counters that you have, right? Which is like those pitches and stuff like that, or like those quick passes that you can try and sneak in behind the defense, because they hadn't had a good reason to actually run the counters that they've probably practiced, that they can run off of that same setup. Why would you show it on film if you don't need to? If nobody was stopping what you were doing already, why give them answers to say, hey, they might counter us with this? So I expect to see some different variations off of what they've been trying to do more than them actually stopping, and then them continuing to use the tush push as a weapon.
I'm not going to hold you, bro.
Loose.
A jet sweep, read our option combo. Listen, bro, I would fight everybody in Philly if they do that, bro. If they line up, if they line up, turn around, get that man the jet sweep, and then you got the running back and the tight end and a read option right there, bro. I promise you, dog, I'm fighting somebody.
You heard it here. The counters are about to come. Because it's Nick Sirianni. Look, I still don't believe he's a great coach. And it's weird to say because he won a Super Bowl, but remember this. I don't think Tom Coughlin is a great coach, and he's got 2 Super Bowls. Okay? Even a garbage can gets a steak. That's all I'm saying. But that being said, I think the Bears today is a critical game for the Bears. And I don't just mean for this season. I mean for long-term development of what they are trying to build here in Chicago. For years, a lot of Packer fans have felt an overwhelming abundance of confidence versus the Bears, right? Because typically, as we've discussed for years on this show, right, the offense was never really where you need it to be. You can never really count on the offense to come through when you needed it to. Well, now this seems to be a completely different team than what we are used to. This offense and this team, no matter what, seems to keep coming through. They refuse to stop fighting and continue with the game plan that they know is going to work, right? And when things aren't working, they make adjustments and go to what will work. They have been playing. I know some people are a little harsher on Caleb than maybe I am, because I do not lose the context of this is a young quarterback that is only in his second year and really only his first year in a real system and with real coaching in the NFL. There's going to be ups and downs with that. That is just how it works. There is not a young quarterback in the history of the league that didn't have some up and down. Okay? Now we are looking at a moment where, hey, you're going into Green Bay. This is a place that you went into last season. You won. You should have confidence going in there again this week to win, because if you win this game, what that then sets you up for is now you have a little bit of a cushion to where potentially in those last 3 games, you could drop one and not completely F off your chances of winning the division and getting into the playoffs as potentially the number 1 seed. I think today the Bears show everybody that it is a new era and a new day in Chicago, because guess what? Ben Johnson has everybody believing. The players, the fans, coaches, everybody involved. All of us believe. And it's time to finally get that Green Bay monkey off our back, man. See what I'm saying? It's time to show them boys it ain't the same Bears around here. Like the team has said all season long, we are not your same old Chicago Bears. And they are not. And they prove it week after week after week. So for me, I am very happy with where the team is. And I also see a much brighter future because we have all of our draft capital, right? We're going to have a little bit of flexibility with the cap. I don't see any reason that this team doesn't continue to get better. Bear fans, understand, when your boy right here says bear down, I say bear down, because guess what? We are in for only more greatness in the future. This isn't going to be another one of these, well, we went up and then we spike back down. We get to go up and stay up. It might come down a little, but we're going to still be up. We are going to be a competitive team for years to come. So I can't tell you how happy I am with this team. And to be honest with you, Mace, it's to the point where I'm like, literally all you have to do, Ryan Poles, in the offseason for me to be happy with him as a fan base, one simple thing: go get some pass rushers. You called the Cleveland Browns before the deadline, go give them another call in the offseason. Because boy, oh boy, I know we ain't have it on the docket, but I do got to ask y'all boys. Myles Garrett, just thoughts? I mean, thoughts?
Oh God.
So I listen, man, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say something that may seem slightly controversial, but I don't care. We've probably seen 3, maybe 4, possibly top 5 greatest pass rushers in our lifetime playing today.
I just want to show everybody this. For anybody that didn't get to see this, bruh, I just look at where he starts, and I just want y'all to watch where he finishes. And remember, this is possibly the best left tackle in football, Trent Williams.
And George Kittle coming over to Chip.
Dog.
He was like, nah.
He Euro jump stepped inside. How do you stop a man that big that can do that to you? Whoop.
Listen, bro. We've seen J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett, and potentially Micah pass rush in our lifetime. And I can probably make an argument for each one of those guys being better than anybody you've ever seen pass rushing the football. But Myles Garrett, brother, let me tell you something.
Brother, look, y'all know I gushed over Aaron Donald for years. I'm going to say this. Don't look at me crazy. This is better than any season Aaron Donald ever had. It is absurd what he is doing. He is legitimately a one-man wrecking crew on that defense. Because like we just saw in that clip, right? It's not like they aren't still double teaming him and triple teaming him. And Myles Garrett has 4 more games to break the sack record. Think about that.
To get 5 sacks.
4 games to get 5 sacks.
Well, actually, no, the record's 22, right? Or is it 23 now?
I think it's 23.
It's 23 now because didn't TJ Watt break it in like his final, like in the 18th game, like 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, it's 22 and a half. So
Okay,
TJ Watt and Strahan are tied at 22 and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 4 games to get 4 sacks.
Bruh.
Like he's not gonna get that.
It's so crazy.
But
So
but
crazy.
to like I said, to finish my statement, man, I know there's probably going to be some people that saw Lawrence Taylor and whoever and Reggie White and whoever else pass rush, but with the way the NFL is played today, with teams actively trying to pass the ball under 2 seconds, like 2.5, trying to get the ball out, 3-step drops and pick plays and RPOs and all those things that they got going on. We've literally seen the best form of pass rushing in the NFL ever, and we've seen the best people do it. I'm sorry to tell you right now. Myles Garrett, J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald. You know what? You could throw TJ in there. I'm not the biggest TJ guy because he's been playing next to some Hall of Famers his entire career, but we'll throw him in there.
Here's my thing. Myles Garrett is Reggie White with the greatest athleticism ever. Because he can do literally everything Reggie did. And I understand there are going to be some old heads that are going to be like, how you going to say that Reggie took Larry Allen and used to toss him? Have y'all ever watched Myles Garrett play? Because Myles Garrett has tossed plenty of Hall of Fame left tackles and guards over the course of his career. I mean, just for a second, let's talk about this. How many niggas you seen can line up and doing this in front of the guard? Doing this, and then I ain't gonna
lie to you, bro. If I'm an NFL guard and I see a dude hit ready to trying to give me the he real quick, I'm gonna punch him in the nuts. I was like, hey, coach, go ahead and line me up for a 15-yard penalty, dog. Because if you come out here doing that, I'm swinging on him immediately, bro. I have to let him know, dog. Like, line me up for 15 because I'm swinging, bro.
Said you not embarrassing me.
You're not doing it, bro. You're not doing it. Line me up for 15. Line me up.
Oh my God, bro.
Run it.
Oh my God. Hey, look, I understand, Mace, because there's a part of me that I got
kids, bro. I assume I would have kids and a wife. I got a family, bro. They probably at the game. They're not about to watch you embarrass me. Nah, bro. I'm getting what they always say. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I'm getting mine before you get yours.
Mace over here like Damon Wayans and Great White Hype. It's like you trying to embarrass me on TV?
What Kevin Hart say? You did this in front of my friends.
I'm telling you, bro. Listen, dog. The moment he came out there with some, bro. I promise you, dog. I'm lining up the meanest left uppercut of my life, bro. I don't even know if I'm gonna come out in like a pass rush. I'm not even in a pass blocking set, bro. I'm gonna just dive and.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: if he's doing that in front of me, I'm cut blocking him. I'm aiming straight for your middle of your thigh, brother. Because you're not about to do that.
It's not gonna work, but he'll probably jump over you, dog.
Hey, cool. But what he not about to do is have me reaching for him and then fall on my face. I'm not gonna get that embarrassed. Hey, if you jump over me, so be it, brother. I went to cut block you. You made a good play. But I'm not going to have you embarrass me and just have me fall in my face. And then I'm over there having to pick grass about my face mask because Myles Garrett just did that to
As
me.
a matter of fact, I might just come out double fisted and just. I promise you, bro. I'm taking him out. Line me up for 15. I got the checkbook ready to pay this fine. It's okay. I just got to get this out of the way first because there's no way he's leaving out of this game unscathed. I'm sorry, bro. You can just not going to do that to me.
Myles Garrett's the whole reason why everybody's just like, oh, you playing Cleveland? Like, ain't nobody worried. Who tell me one person that's just like, oh, that Cleveland offense. Ain't nobody worried about Cleveland offense. Everybody worried about the Cleveland defense. And when I say they worry about the Cleveland defense, they worried about Myles Garrett. Ain't nobody worried about nobody else on that defense. Myles Garrett is the one.
I will say that Mason Graham is quietly having a defensive rookie of the year season.
That was the one thing I was actually going to bring up. I was like, Mace, do you know how happy Mason Graham has had to be like, this is great. All the double teams I used to have to deal with, now they got to go double team somebody else.
He's quietly having a very good rookie season.
Yeah. Oh,
and
absolutely.
Nobody's talking about it because Myles Garrett has 19 sacks.
I mean, on the year, he's got 5 TFLs, 4 quarterback hits. He's got 31 tackles, which means he's consistently in play and making run stops. Because you guys, for those that don't know, Mason Graham is a defensive tackle. So it's not like stuff is going on, going way down the field and he's making a tackle. He's making his tackles very close to the line of scrimmage. He is the big part of the reason why actually their run defense has been as good as it's been this year, because those D tackles have been just destroying centers and guards all season long. So, yeah, I'm just looking at that Euro step again by this man Miles. Think about it. How insane is it?
He comes out as a wide 9.
He Euroed one step and then jump cut inside like he was Marshall Faulk.
Listen, bro, he Euroed from a wide 9 to the 5 and was just like, listen, bro. George Kittle didn't know what to do. If you look at that play, George Kittle, he was going for the chip. He was like, yep. Where's he at?
he went for the chip, and he was like, "Not today, players." And when you get Trent Williams having to, oh no, that's boy. That is possibly the best.
That was probably Trent Williams. It's time to retire moment. He might not say it. He might not say it.
You're probably right. I'm guaranteeing 2 years from now, after he retires, right, and so he on the interview thing, he doing a pod with one of his old teammates, he gonna be like, when the moment was for me, and he gonna talk about what Miles
I said he ain't gonna say it right now, but that's definitely his it's time to retire moment.
Yes. All right. That being said, we do have a couple more things to get to before we get done with this show. So I gotta ask here, Terrell, especially starting here with you. Look, man, we've heard a lot of people's feedback on Survivor Series. So I'm going to simply ask you, was Survivor Series a miss or was it just a mid pay-per-view? Because I'm not going to say it was good, because the argument if it was good, you can't really present that because it was not really good. But was it just mid or was it actively bad?
So my thing with Survivor Series is I kind of see all trains of thought, okay, being the wrestling fan I am. Obviously, no one will deny that the highlight of the night was Cena versus Dom, okay? Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. But I think it was a mid pay-per-view, okay? Not a miss, because we've come to expect a certain level when it comes to war games, and them not having the cages out there where like you're seeing the people kind of trash talk each other kind of, plays into that, because that's been WWE style. Now, if you go back to the old WCW NWA days, yes, that's how they used to do it. Person would come out from the back, then join the match. But like I say, if you had to say it, the women's War Games match was better than the men's. That's just 100% honesty. Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella was a good Nikki Bella match. It was an okay Stephanie Vaquer match. I mean, in all, like say, it didn't do what it was supposed to, and that it didn't get me excited for what's going to happen at the next PLE. Okay, we're not going to talk about Saturday night's main event because that's not technically a PLE, but usually with Survivor Series, I come out of it with just like, oh man, I can't wait to see what's happening. The only thing that Survivor Series did this year was make me go, well, who was the masked person that came up the cage in the men's game, in the men's match? Which I also think that's just kind of like why did you do that? Because obviously this is the match beyond. This is that match where teams gut it out. When it comes to War Games, you don't need to have that additional person, kind of doing stuff. Because especially look at the team that Heyman put together. All them men, to a degree, are monsters, aside from Logan Paul. Like I say, you walk down a dark alley and you see Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Breaker. Do you really want to keep walking down that alley? I mean, if Logan Paul's the first person you see, you just like, man, get out of my way. But you see the other four?
And so, for me, if I see him, I ain't that scared because none of them is that tall to make me scared. I'm taller than Bronson Reed, just for context.
Oh,
so I can't really get scared of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. As wide as he looks, he is really like that's a big stocky dude. Like he's solid. Yeah. You can tell he's not just some big chunky dude, right? That's a mass of muscle walking around. But if I can see the top of your head, brother, I don't know if I could be scared of you like that. I'm just saying. But Mace, I know you feel the same way. Don't act like it's just me. You looking like, oh my God, but you feel the same way. Hey, if I can see the top of your head, player, how scared am I supposed to be?
Hey man, when that man started running at you with the little cyclone, just that might not be a battle you want to take.
Hey, you know what? Fair point. But T, just to kind of, because I do have another question that I have to ask you on wrestling here. Do you feel like they could have done better if they built it up more? Because I know part of the problem leading up to the card was that I know a lot of people were complaining about the overall buildup, including myself, right? We talked about it on this show. We didn't feel like the buildups were very, very great. So do you feel like if they would have done a better job on the buildups, maybe the matches would have been better received? Or do you feel like it was just bad booking? What they booked just wasn't going to work no matter what she did.
In all honesty, like I say, we like I say, with the men's War Games match, we know everything got, thrown into complete and other like anarchy because of Seth Rollins' injury. So that's one thing where I'm like, okay, there's a disconnect there between what the creative was doing and what, should have been happening. So that one I can definitely see like where the buildup, because once again, you didn't kind of see where it was going. Like Logan Paul being added to the mix was something that I wasn't expecting to happen, because I say, because we all heard from us, oh, it was supposed to be Seth and Braun and Bronson and Brock and then potentially Austin Theory. So we kind of knew what that team was going to look like. Seth got hurt, and then they had to pivot, and they went Drew and Logan. So I can understand the disconnect there. Now, when it comes to the women's match, I think that was rushed way too quickly. Like you have the existing issue with Rhea and Io with the Kabuki Warriors, and then with Charlotte and Alexa with the Kabuki Warriors. But you throw out Nia Jackson, Lash Legend into that. I'm like, okay, hold on. That's just kind of weird because it's like they put them together, and then all of a sudden they were like aligned with the Kabuki Warriors, and then they're going in the War Game. So it just seemed like they didn't. I think that they may have had a different plan for War Games for the women, but they had to shift back and forth a couple times, and that's where we ended up So I won't say fully bad booking. I just think that they could have built it up a lot sooner, because once you realize, hey, this is where we're going, that's when you need to start building it up. But it doesn't help neither that we've had Crown Jewel and all these other PLEs that kind of take away from the building of a match like Survivor Series, to where we're like, yeah, we need to rethink this a little bit. But I mean, we're about to be on the road to WrestleMania, and we know usually around this time of year, that's when things start getting ratcheted up. So let's just kind of see what happens, because after Monday Night's Raw, the women's tag division looks like it's about to get the push that it so rightfully deserves, because you got 6 teams that are gunning for those belts. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the last time you had multiple, like 6 teams in the women's tag division that were gunning for the belts. You may have had 3, 4, but there's 6 teams. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I think you have some great points. One thing I will say before we move on from wrestling, because we will have to circle back on this, because we're going to do a lot of wrestling talk next week, because we're going to have to talk the conclusion of John Cena's career and everything that goes down at Saturday night. So I do want to keep us moving here, because we do got a couple things. We were actually going to talk about Audi Crooks. We will talk about her next week. We don't want to keep pushing back on her, because what she is doing and women's college basketball right now is very historic. So anybody watching, please go and check out Audi Crooks while you have the chance, because we will be talking about her next week. But Mace just brought to our attention here that over the time that we were doing the show, their college football bracket has dropped, and I will pull it up via ESPN.com here. And here are your brackets for the college football playoff. Number 1 seed clearly was Indiana, right? I don't think that's any surprise to anyone. Ohio State still got the 2 seed, even after Georgia gave Alabama that beat them down, right?
Gave them the beats and still.
Boy, they beat them down, bro. So even after they gave them the beat them down, they still ended up getting only the 3 seed. But I think here it's a pretty good bracket, in my opinion. I don't think I do respect Miami getting in over Notre Dame. Notre Dame, they beat them head to head, right? And when you talk about common opponents, they actually handled the common opponents better than what Notre Dame did. So I don't have an issue there. But I think this is the big surprise that I don't think any of us saw coming, brother. At the start of the season, James Madison and Tulane have both made the playoffs. Holy hell, Mace.
Well,
holy hell.
I'm not going to sit here and just say that, those two, there were 2 spots basically kind of like reserved for like an at large, like non-power 5, right? Like we knew some team that probably was going to sneak in, that people were going to be like, oh, what the F, all that. But we knew it was going to happen. But the Tulane thing, I think that's more that one's more believable, just because they have been like on the cusp of being like that best non-power 4 power 5 team for a while now. And their head coach just actually took the Florida University of Florida job too. So I mean, it's not like they haven't had a good program. But yeah, the James Madison one, that's definitely like
that's
how
big.
That's
big for them.
That's a how. Because I mean, the money coming into that program is going to be crazy,
dude. That's what I was going to say too, Mace. Like, just the revenue alone they're going to get from one playoff game is going to change their fortunes for the future for sure, man. That is amazing. That's awesome for them. Mace, I do want to most definitely talk about Texas Tech here, though. This is something that me and you talked about when NIL first started, which was that teams that had want to were going to start getting into the playoffs. And Texas Tech has shown a clear want to get into the playoffs, and look at how quickly they are in now.
Listen, man, Believe it or not, Texas Tech has the largest NIL collective of any school in the country. So don't think this is going to be a one-off from Texas Tech at all. It's more believable that Indiana may fall off before Texas Tech does. I don't think that's a hot take. Just given how much Texas Tech is prepared to throw at their football program to make sure they are good going forward. I would honestly say the biggest surprise to me in the entire bracket is Alabama still being in the bracket.
Now look, that shocked me. That I will honestly say that shocked me. Especially after Georgia gave them that firm beat them down.
So if we're going to talk about I guess wins and losses, I guess the biggest surprise here is Texas not making it, right? If we're going to talk about Texas loss to Florida being their reason for not making it, Alabama got dog walked by Florida State. And there's only one game difference between Florida and Florida State. Are we?
I have no argument for you because I agree with you. It is pretty wild.
Like, listen, if we're gonna, I understand Miami needed to get in, because of how I think what BYU's lost and maybe one other team's lost, but putting Alabama in over Notre Dame, I'm sorry, bro. If we're gonna say wins and losses as opposed to your strength of schedule is gonna be the main factor of getting in, there's no way Alabama should be in.
Yeah,
because the loss to Florida State is just as big as Texas's loss to Florida.
See, and my biggest issue with the Alabama being in there is just that how can you, for me personally, right? And remember, I'm not a USC fan at all, but how do you tell me that USC isn't as good as Alabama?
Oh yeah,
USC,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How are they not as good as Alabama and they finished the season stronger? So for me, it's just confusing to me, very much so, how the committee views anything, because how is it the teams that finished off the season hot that maybe had an early loss or two, right? How is it that they still got punished extra hard even though they finished the season great?
Yeah, USC and Texas were probably two of the hottest teams going into the last.
For sure, Mace. I thought 100% both of those.
Yeah, that win over A&M should have catapulted Texas in.
You would think, right? You would think, but
because I mean,
I guess not.
You Texas literally. Okay, let's just say if Texas plays Michigan State or Wisconsin week 1 and wins, now their only two losses are Georgia and Florida, right? We'll keep the Florida loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of playing the number 1 team in the country at the time, or number 2 team, sorry, Texas came in number 1. Number 2 team in the country at the time and lose week 1. If they win that game, nobody's questioning whether or not they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, that Florida loss was a fluke. But they get to carry, they have to carry the burden of losing to Florida, but Alabama doesn't carry the burden of losing to Florida State.
It's like I said, very weird, especially with how horrible Florida State's season went. I don't quite understand it. But we'll have more time to talk about it, right? We're going to have games coming up within the next couple of weeks here. We'll have some time to really break this down, because I think that, like you said, that is going to be a very big bone of contention for a lot of people, that teams that finish the season hotter didn't really get rewarded.
I don't understand, like I said, that and then USC not being in. USC, if you're going to keep Texas out for being 9-3, keep Alabama out for being 9-3, slide USC in. I don't think anybody complains.
Yep. It's just
keeping Alabama
in when Alabama has looked the worst of those 3 teams. How? How does that work? I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. We got to get into the picks of this week. So we already saw that the Cowboys lost to the Lions earlier this week, right? I mean, that was a big shootout there. The defense just was not there for the Cowboys in that game. So we don't expect that to continue to be the trend because the defense has been trending better since Quentin Williams got there, as Mace said earlier in the show. That being said, first game of the week we've got to pick is Titans at Browns. Mace, who you got?
I got the Browns. Myles Garrett getting at least 2 sacks this game.
T, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Browns just because I have no faith in the Titans.
Yeah, I'm going Browns, and I'm going to make the proclamation. Myles Garrett's going to break the sack record this game. You heard me. I think it's going to be one of them games. We've seen his stats already. It's not like he can't.
You know what? That's not an eye-popping moment. Let me take that. Let me retract. Because
I understand it felt eye-popping, right? But when you think back at the context of his season and how much of a mess the Titans are, perfect combination right here. Seahawks at Falcons. Mace, who you got?
Man. I got the Seahawks.
T, who you got?
I got to go Seattle.
Yeah, it's a Seattle sweep here. The Falcons, Raheem Morris might have coached himself out of a job this year. Colts at Jaguars. Mace, who you got?
I got the Colts.
T, who you got?
Going Colts.
I'm going Jaguars. I think this is a game where the pass rush of the Jags gets to Daniel Jones, and he can't move right now because he's got a fracture in his leg. So I'm going Colts. I'm going Jags, excuse me. T, who you got here? Commanders at Vikings.
I'm going to go Minnesota.
Mace, who you got?
Yeah, man, I got to go to Vikings here. Mariota versus JJ McCarthy, bro.
Hey, look, I'm picking the Vikings. All I'm going to say is for all the Vikings fans that I know, if Mariota comes out and outplays your quarterback this game, brother, y'all going to have to go draft a new one. Because look, it can't look that bad, Mace, for me to have faith. You can't have Marcus Mariota outplay you, bro, with less weapons and have it be good. That's just T, Bengals at Bills. Who you got? Joe Burrow is back this game too.
Oh God, I'm still gonna go with the Bills.
Mace, who you got?
I got the Bengals, man. Joe just gave them an injection of
I get it. It's an injection of life for sure. I'm going to go with the Bengals here because I think this is going to take advantage of a part of the Bills defense that I do not think is very good, and that is their pass defense because they do not have a great pass rush. And one thing if you're going to beat the Bengals, you better be able to pass rush Joe Burrow because if you don't, he's going to throw for 400. So, yeah. Saints at Bucks. T, who you got?
Can they both lose? But if I had to pick, I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers.
Mace, who you got?
I got the Bucks here.
Yeah, look, Tyler Show has played a little bit better, but yeah, I still got the Bucks here. I think the Saints are probably about 2 years away before I start being able to pick them in any regular way. Steelers at Ravens. Mace, who you got?
Oof.
This is a big game in that division too, by the way. Very big game.
Man.
Ravens win this game, their season is still alive, and they could probably still win that division.
Where are they playing at?
It's in Baltimore.
I'll take the Ravens.
T, who you got?
You know I'm always going to pick the Ravens.
All right. I for sure am going the Ravens because even if Aaron Rodgers is playing, I don't believe in any Steeler quarterback right now. Look, for as much as I love Mike Tomlin, one thing he has clearly shown me he sucks at picking a quarterback. He held on to Big Ben too long, and then he just kept getting it wrong after that. So that's Mike Tomlin's ultimate undoing in Pittsburgh is going to be what he did with the quarterbacks. Plain out and simple. Dolphins at Jets. Mace, who you got?
Do I have to pick?
Yes, bros. Dolphins at Jets. You
got
to
give me the Dolphins,
here,
bro. Give me the Dolphins, dog.
T, who you got?
I mean, I'm in the same boat as Mace, so I'm gonna go Dolphins too.
Yeah.
Even though they play terrible in cold weather cities, bro, give me the Dolphins.
I'm gonna go Dolphins here just because I feel like the Jets are in such a transition right now that I can't pick them to win. Broncos at Raiders. Base, who you got?
Broncos.
T, who you got?
Got to go with the Broncos.
All right, I'm for sure going Broncos. The Raiders are a cesspool right now. Rams versus Cardinals. T, who you got?
Obviously the Rams, because Kyler too busy playing Battlefield right now.
Kyler's done for the season. That's over with.
Yeah,
we will not see Kyler Murray play as a Arizona Cardinal quarterback. Actually, this week might be where we find out where he goes, because if JJ McCarthy plays terrible, he just might end up in Minnesota. So yeah, let's see here. We've got Bears at Packers. Mace, who you got?
Man, I want to pick the Bears here, but something tells me that Green Bay will get it done at home. So I got the Packers.
Just remember, we beat them at home last season with a clown show of a coach. T, who you got?
FTP, bear down all the way.
Let's go, baby. Y'all even got to ask. Look at the jersey. It's the Bears, baby. We number one right now, and this team ain't scared of no damn Packers. And I get the feeling, Mace, my gut has been telling me all week, this is about to be one of them Jordan Love YOLO games, because he's been playing good. It's about time for YOLO. and it's gonna be cold out, and it was snowing up there overnight, and it might be still snowing before the game. See some YOLO balls coming from Jordan Love. Texans at Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Mace, who you got?
I got the Texans.
T, who you got?
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
I'm going Texans. I think the Chiefs, this is going to be the best thing for them long term. They do not need to make the playoffs. They need to lose the rest of these games so they can get a higher draft pick, not have to move any draft capital to move up and get good players, because that roster has finally, all that winning where you have to pick at the back of the draft has finally caught up to them. Finally. Eagles at Chargers on Monday Night Football. Mace, who you got?
I've got the Eagles. Like I said, we're pretty sure Herbert's out, so I'm gonna have to go Eagles here.
Mace, T, who you got?
I'm going with our old collusion partners, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I am going with the most definitely going with the Eagles here. Even though the Eagles have not been playing the best football recently, the Chargers are just, they still got some roster building to do. Let's put it that way. I think they're headed in the right direction, but the roster's not quite there yet. All that being said, though, Mace, tell the people where to find you.
Twitter, funky_stuff09, Twitch, twitch.tv/swaggymace. Hit your boy up.
T, tell the people where to find you.
You can find me at @TCampbell_ITC on the IG, and you can find me on Twitter at The Real Trey Camp.
At Jay Spanderman, everywhere you either see my pretty face or the ITC logo. Make sure you like, subscribe, and rate us, review us. If you only give us 4 stars instead of giving us 5 stars, I'm inclined to think that you are a hater, and you don't want me to think that, because I will call you out on you when I see you. All that being said, we appreciate you guys spending a little bit of your Sunday here with us, as you do each and every week, because this was another resounding episode of your favorite weekly sports show, and that is ITC
Sportsball.
Oh my God.
See, that's how you know we're not lizard people, bro.